Hey, I'm KIC. We still have some stew cooking on the fire. I'm going to just leave that for the moment. And we do have a little bit... Oh, crud. Oh, crud indeed. Did I not grab? I didn't grab them. Don't you hate that when you come unprepared? Oh, that's why I didn't grab them, because that's the only stone we have. Holy moly. Well, I guess we need to go do some upgrading or something along those lines, huh? It's day 20. It's just a little after midnight. Gonna let it all hang out. And, I don't know what that means. That's a song. We'll just leave it at that. How you like them stewed apples or something here? Let's put that stuff away. We're gonna go run over to the Horde base. Holy crap, I left that door open too? What was I doing? Cat, what in the world was I doing? We have gasoline. We're gonna need that. Okay. Let's go. My goodness, what is wrong with me, kitty? Kitty, if only you could speak. The things you could say. She'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I'm just... I got things to do right now. You just do whatever you supposedly need to do over there or something. Alright, cat. Alright. We have arrived at the Horde base, which should, theoretically, if I'm not mistaken... Oh, that's kind of difficult to see. Everything should be upgraded and good to go. So we basically upgraded one layer last week, and I kind of feel like I should upgrade that layer as well, but I'm kind of thinking too that maybe what would be more important would be to upgrade this layer. How many do we have? We have 168 blocks we can upgrade. I forget what the math was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 2 is 18, 36, minus a couple, and it just, yeah, okay. Let's just go ahead and upgrade. We're going to go to reinforced concrete on these bad boys. We're not going to leave it at stage 1 concrete. How about that, man? We're going to go from reinforced flagstone, or whatever it's technically called, I don't know, straight up to reinforced concrete. We're basically going from something with about 1,200 hit points, health, whatever, to 6,000 if I remember right. Is that what reinforced concrete is? I don't know. My numbers might be slightly wrong. But perhaps just as importantly, the hardness factor goes up, which determines how much damage zombies do against the blocks. This stuff is a little more durable. It can theoretically withstand more punishment, yada yada yada. And just like that, we still have 104 to go. So, not too bad, cat. Not too bad. Now, I would like to make some additional changes over here. I would really love to get some, probably 1, 2... Well, I'd like to get as many as I can. Let's just leave it at that. But I'd like to have at least 1 or 2 layers of electric fences around here. I don't know that we're going to do anything like blade traps, that sort of thing. That gets kind of challenging to set up when you talk about this particular design. I mean, we don't even have to keep doing this. I just kind of was like, whatever. We've already put some time into it and some various resources, so let's just run with it and see what happens. That's kind of been my feeling about it. As I have said many times, and I will probably say at least one more time, it's not meant to be anything in particular. It's not any sort of specific design. It's not meant to be an example of how to set up a base. None of that thing. It was really just a matter of limited time, and let's just set up something and see what happens. While at the same time relying on my knowledge of how the hordes work and my ability to dispatch them with extreme prejudice. So, I'm not really worried about it. I mean, if you go back to some of the old videos I did way back in the day, I would just stand up and fight hordes straight up. Didn't matter what day it was. Just go run outside, grab a beer, grab a couple guns, melee weapons, whatever the case was, and just go toe-to-toe with them. Totally fine with that. To some degree, I prefer it, just because it's way exciting doing that. Not saying I live every time, but most of the time. It's not that difficult to do if you go in prepared and you know how they all work, and if you have a reasonably decent shot, which is about the best I can say for mine. It's not very good, but it's reasonably decent. Let's go ahead and use our first bolt here, and we're going to get rid of you. Right there. She might not have died. I'm not positive. Nope. Now she has. How about that? We have fired our first 2 bolts. I thought I saw some more movement, so I was like, wait a minute. Who else is coming? But nope. It was just her. That's cool. This is the sort of stuff that goes along with any of these games. Now, granted, because we have the auger now, this goes pretty quickly. If this were War of the Walkers mod, then we might even be looking at something like an HD auger, which blasts out, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 times the damage. Somewhere along those lines. It basically just rips through these things in really short order. Lots of fun. I'm still preferring to do these guys rather than going in and digging a mine. And I know, that's probably the better way to go, but I'm not really looking at digging a mine right now. I think we can get by with this just fine for now, and it's not going to leave us in a bad spot. Plus, we still get a lot of metal this way that, again, we could get just by digging a mine, and we could look for a steel, iron, whatever vein. And that would give us a whole boatload of metal, too. More, realistically, especially since I keep doing a bad job of augering here. We're drilling out the wrong spots, and we're losing blocks left and right. I look forward to the day when either a mod or the game itself has a larger capacity for the fuel tank. And when I say larger capacity, I mean like a couple thousand. I think the HD auger might hold a little more. Like it might hold 400 if I remember right, which is a pretty big improvement. I mean, obviously that's double, but still. Mechanical skill is going to top out here before too long. Oh, it's time to repair this thing. And I don't know that we have any mechanical thingy-majiggers. Nope, we sure don't. Well, I guess we got to make some more of them. It was a good time while it lasted. Let's go back to base. Base proper, not base defense. Defense base, defensive base. Zombie horde base? I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Let's go back home. How about that? How's about that? It's a pretty peaceful morning, really. Not many zombies out. Still nice and warm from a hot stew. You always know which house is ours here by, well, 1, by the boarded up garage, and 2, by the massive array. I'm just going to close the door. I'll figure out parking in a moment. I just have a feeling. The massive array of mailboxes. I don't know. Maybe it's nothing to it. I mean, feelings are not necessarily indicative of anything specific that is going to occur, but I just had a feeling right there that, like, maybe, just maybe, I should go ahead and take care of this. We had 250 of this exactly, so we will get 250 more of that when we are done. We have 3,000 small stones. We probably have a bunch waiting in the forge over here, so let's just go see where we are with the forge. Yes, I am going to momentarily leave that door open. And no, I'm not going to get rid of the couches because they're not mine, they're the neighbors'. Although, granted, we have indeed put a bunch of stuff in their attic. Well, in their top floor, whatever. Minor details. Minor details. Let's go ahead and throw a little more fuel in here. We'll keep you burning. And then how are we doing over here? You still have lots of fuel in you, thanks to the fuel logs. We'll just go ahead and throw a couple more of these guys in there. Give me another 20 or so minutes. That'll be nice. Take half, burn half. We'll add this to the pile. We'll do some more cement. Just spit those guys out. That'll give us another 530, which will, of course, translate into 53 more blocks. Not too shabby. Good morning and welcome to the official morning of day 20. Or at least the zombies no longer running portion of day 20. Let's go ahead and chow down on a soup here. A stew, a whatever. You know what? I'm going to wait just a little longer. Never mind that. We'll delay that. Oh, man. So much. Here, can we make another... Let's add 2 more to the pile here. Look at that. We have a new merchant delivery box. We're going to need to go make some mechanical repair thingy-majiggers in a moment. Ah, I think I forgot to clean up all the bodies. If I remember right, the last episode went extra long. And there was a bit of a pause in it for a while because I was still recording and hadn't turned things off. And then was like, hey, wait a minute. This is good stuff. I should probably start talking. Okay, so nothing really of particular consequence in there. We'll just leave that be. Corns. The corns are not ready. I thought they were going to be ready by morning. Make a liar out of me, game. Zombie remains, zombie remains, zombie remains. We do need to head back at some point. 3 of these guys. All right, whatever. 3 stabs. That's fine. We do need to head back to the trader because the trader, as you might recall, has a bunch of fertilizer. Not that the trader himself has it, but rather that it is in the chemistry station over at the trader's place of residence / business. And we shall worry about that in a little while. But, of course, bones and nasty flesh, nasty, rotting flesh, that is indeed one way to get additional fertilizer. So, why not? So we need to make some mechanical thingy-majiggers here. All I remember is that it starts with an M-E-C-H. A mecha-nickel kit. So we need some forged iron to make a mecha-nickel kit. Let's make 4 more of these, I guess. I don't think we have any more. We do have... okay, so we do have 12 in hand. Duh. Say I thought we did, but then I was thinking for some reason, maybe we don't. Whatever, it's fine. We can always use a few more. I mean, we will end up using them. Don't think we won't. Let's go ahead and repair you. So 294. Theoretically, we should not lose anything. 294. That's perfectly fine. Now, one of these days, it would be good to get a better engine in there, and it would definitely be better to get better parts in there. I'm not as concerned about the chainsaw, just because we're not using as much wood these days as we were using initially. Not that we're not going to use it at all. We certainly will. Oh, man, we need more crushed sand. All right, you know what that means, right? Go out the front door, shut the front door, walk around the corner, go to the side of the house, and then just go to town over here. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. As long as I go slowly and evenly here, we should not do this incorrectly. We do occasionally have to pause for just a moment to make sure that we are there. I don't want to go too much closer to the house. Try not to ruin the neighbor's yard too much. I mean, I'll explain when they get back what's going on. I'm sure they'll forgive the indiscretions here. They're pretty cool that way. I mean, I don't know if you know them very well, but they're pretty decent people. They don't even bring a fruitcake at Christmas. They bring oatmeal raisin cookies. They're pretty good that way. That, of course, was like a fifth of the life of the auger right there, so I'm kind of glad we made additional kits at this point. Didn't really need to, but as I said, we will end up using them. There's no question of that. 150 more to go. We got 50 more ready to pop out. We're going to have another 460. That's going to give us another 500, basically. There you go. There's your 500. So we're going to be at 1754 by the time this is done. Of course, we have more cooking up in the forge over there. Just looking over here, we got some nails. We're probably going to need some additional... oh, shoot, I forget what they're called. Wood upgrade kit thingy-majiggers. Because I think we're going to need to go place some more blocks and stuff like that. Before we do that, though... electricity basics. How are we on electricity basics? Simple wire relay, simple light, old outdoor light. I got to check and see what that hits, because I'm not sure how these things are separated. So melee traps, electric fence post, blade trap. So if we spend 5 now, that'll give us electric fence post. I don't believe we have generator bank, so we can spend 5 on generator bank. We don't really have a whole lot of... Well, I guess we do have some stuff we could sell. I was going to say, we don't have a whole lot of money, but we could sell some pistols here. We could sell some SMGs, that sort of thing. I don't know. Kind of like, I don't think I really want to go there with that. Well, hold on to things. I mean, whatever, it's fine. If we were to do the generator bank, I'm pretty sure we have a wire tool somewhere we're going to need to be able to place relays and all that sort of stuff. That was covered in this one right here at 10, right? Wire tool, wire relay, simple light, outdoor light, warehouse light. Just kind of going through the mental checklist of things. Melee traps. What is under science here? That's just the general one. Fuel log beer. So that's glue. Oil, grain, alcohol, biofuel. What I'm looking for is range traps. That's what they're under. Dart traps and shotgun turrets. And what do we have under regular traps? Fire trap comes at 30. And I would guess that maybe there's one more thing at 50 or 60. Apparently not. Okay. One of these days we will get a shift to click and reduce by 10. It's just that day is not today. Or right click for 10, left click for 1. Just saying, fun pimps, you know what to do. So 20 gives us some good stuff that we could play with. Nail mines. I remember we were going to play with nail mines. Oh, shoot. We were totally going to do that. That was going to be what we were going to do for having a little bit of fun. Gunpowder and candy tins. Okay, so we've got one of those guys. Gunpowder. My, how quickly I forget. We don't have a lot of gunpowder, though. We don't need a lot of gunpowder. We just need a lot of nails and some candy tins. Here, let's go make some. We should be able to make some gunpowder if we really want it. I believe we are at that point with whatever we need for that particular skill. If not, we got to be darn close. Let's spit out some candy tins, because I'm sure they're going to come out of the forge here. Or not. Really? I don't really want to do landmines. I want to do nail mines, because the landmines, we don't really have... we're not ready for that just yet. Here, let's do 100 more of these guys. We will use them, we will need them. I'm kind of tempted to throw a little more clay in there. Here, we'll throw a little more clay in there, because at some point, we're going to need to refill it anyway. Let's go back to the base. Probably need to just queue up some candy tins on the workbench, and then we'll be fine. Cat, I was really hoping you would have been more entertaining for the time you were on the camera, but you really weren't. And yet, it's entertaining in its own way that you'll just chill there. Candy tin can! Alright, let's make 20 of these. Something along those lines. We have a bunch of nails. That's going to be 15. We're going to need a few more nails. Whatever. We'll just make whatever we can. You're getting close. 11 minutes. This one should be done. Close to done. I would be willing to bet we'll have another screamer coming in soon. Which, if that's the case, that's fine. We'll take care of her. Candy, tin can, candy, nope. Nail mine. Nail mine. That's what we're looking for. So we'll make 14 of these guys. That'll give us a nice solid 15. Let's head back to the base one more time. Now that we're kind of freshly loaded up on things. Man, I'm really debating putting down a generator. I don't know that there's necessarily a good place to put one down over there. What do we need for a generator bank anyway? Let's just take a look at what it requires. Forged iron, mechanical parts, electrical parts, and electronic components. So we would have enough of everything here. Not by much, but we would. And then the fence posts, I think those ones require the electronics. So we wouldn't be able to... No, those are electrical too. Okay. So we would be able to make a few of those. Enough to do at least one ring worth, which I would feel a little better about things if that were the case. Come on. I am really looking forward to whenever we can spend the points to get garage doors. Maybe with another level or two, save up some points and burn them on that stuff. I think I'd be okay with that. This should be all about set. Guessing this side might have a little more to do. Oh, you're actually further along. Okay. I want to go inside, so let's enter via the hatch. Might be a good idea to talk about redoing this now that we have an auger. It wouldn't be that much work. Wouldn't take a whole lot of time to do it. We should probably upgrade some things in here for one. Do some repairing, that sort of thing. I mean, I guess what we could do is just make sure all of these are metal reinforced wood. That's kind of what we originally had set up. I mean, they are going to take damage. What are we looking at for metal reserves right now? 927. I remember spending a bunch of it on something, but I don't remember what that was. We're going to need to upgrade this whole tower, I think. Here's what I was kind of looking for, though. Maybe what we do is we take the chainsaw and we get rid of these little ramps right here. And we extend the tower out by maybe a couple of squares. Oh, shoot. I need to drop down and take a look. If we were to go out... Basically, we just need to flip these. We need to rotate them. Because then we can use that as a way to... We can kind of, you know, use them to go out, and then we build up straight from that. That would work. We go out a couple of blocks, maybe 2 or 3 blocks, something along those lines. That would end up with us hanging everything out over here. We need to add another row of spikes underneath these guys so that zombies can't stand right here. This all has to be done in about a day and a half. We don't have a lot of metal. We don't have a lot of wood. Wood we can get quickly. Metal's going to be slightly more challenging to come by in large numbers unless we eject it from the forge, which I suppose it had about 7,000 in there. I'm going to get started on some log spikes. I'm pretty sure we have some extras somewhere. Oh no, those have to be done on the workbench. I totally forgot about that. Okay. Well, I kind of think we know what we need to do here. I like the sound of this. We'll do a second layer of spikes right across the top. Probably upgrade them the same way, do metal. These ones I would like to upgrade. I would also like to put another layer of spikes right there. That means I'm going to need to go chop down a lot of trees. I'm looking at you guys, so sorry. We'll replant you when we're done. And then we're going to expand that. We're going to have to, like I said, chew off those frames, which is going to be a pain. That's going to be an auger and a chainsaw combination. And we basically have some work to do. That's the planning. I'm going to go swap out my auger for a chainsaw. And I'm going to go to town on these guys and hope that they're ready to go, because if not... Well, it's too late now. So I'm going to chop down some trees. I'm going to collect some wood. I'm not going to make the Monty Python joke you thought I was going to make. I'll catch you on the next one. Till then, thanks for watching. See you later.